What's up, everyone? Welcome to the August 18th edition of DraftKings Tournament Plays presented by Prize Picks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, use the code AWESOMO when you sign up and make a deposit at Prize Picks. You'll receive one free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. You'll also receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 on that first deposit. Only a 5-game MLB slate tonight. We had a split set of games, 6 in the afternoon, 5 in the evening. But as usual, we're going to take a look at 3 of the top tournament stacks and 3 of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on the Stokastic.com website. Starting with the top stacks, number 3, the Toronto Blue Jays are taking on Frankie Montas tonight in New York. Montas is a solid pitcher, 24.8% strikeout percentage and a 3.39 xFIP so far this season. But the Blue Jays are also a very good offense with a 109 WRC plus and 163 ISO on their active roster. They're only projected for about 7% ownership with an 11% chance of being the top scoring stack tonight against Montas. Number 2, the New York Yankees taking on Jose Borrios in New York. The Yankees are projected for about 13% ownership with a 13% chance of being the top scoring stack. Borrios has only struck out 20.3% of hitters this year, which is down from his career average. He also has a 4.17 xFIP, and he's been pretty home run prone and blow up prone in individual starts this year. The Yankees are one of the best offenses in baseball with a 119 WRC plus and 172 ISO on their active roster. And number 1, the San Diego Padres taking on Anibal Sanchez tonight in San Diego. The Padres are projected for 17% ownership with a 19% chance of being the top scoring stack. Sanchez has struck out 16.3% of hitters with a 5.36 xFIP so far this season. He really hasn't been good for a very long time. And the Padres have a very strong roster, even though they did get off to a slow start after acquiring Juan Soto. Their active roster still has a 117 WRC plus and a 167 ISO. Now, before we take a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers, we do have a new promo code for viewers of these videos. That promo code is ADAMMLB. You can find it written at the top of the screen. Use it, get 50% off Stokastic Plus Weekly. This will give you access to behind the paywall data, including the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool that I refer to in these videos. So again, that's promo code ADAMMLB. Get yourself 50% off Stokastic Plus Weekly. Now, taking a look at 3 of the top tournament pitchers. Number 3, Frankie Montas in that difficult matchup against the Blue Jays. Just as the Blue Jays weren't getting as much ownership as they deserved, Montas is projected to go a bit under-owned as well. Currently projected for 16% ownership with a 21% chance of being a top 2 scoring pitcher and also a 22% chance of being a top 2 value pitcher, as he's only $7,300. As I mentioned before, a 24.8% strikeout percentage and 3.39 xFIP for Montas this season. The Blue Jays active roster has a 109 WRC plus and a 19.5% strikeout percentage. Number 2, Max Fried, $8,500 price tag in a difficult matchup against the New York Mets. Fried's projected for about 24% ownership with a 30% chance of being a top 2 scoring pitcher and a 21% chance of being a top 2 value pitcher. Fried has struck out 22.9% of hitters with a 3.1 xFIP so far this year. The Mets active roster has a 122 WRC plus and 20% strikeout percentage. And number 1, Yu Darvish, $9,000, taking on the Washington Nationals. The Nats active roster is one of the weakest in baseball with an 85 WRC plus and a 21.8% strikeout percentage. Darvish has struck out 25% of hitters with a 3.55 xFIP so far this season. He is projected for 59% ownership, but he also has a 38% chance of being a top 2 scoring pitcher, in addition to a 24% chance of being a top 2 value pitcher. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the Toronto Blue Jays; number 2, the New York Yankees; number 1, the San Diego Padres; and the top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Frankie Montas; number 2, Max Fried; and number 1, Yu Darvish.